Right, welcome to this next video. I'm going to cover production again. We've already done a video on how to manufacture or do a production run. I'd just like to highlight the differences by pointing out how the first process was. If we go to manufacturing, and best to see this would be to say what's the bill of materials. These are the default ones, so that's for the product, and this is for the subassembly. You'll notice the subassembly is 7007, and that's of course has got its own routing for operation and its own set of items that needs to be taken from the stores, and that will yield the 7007 leg module. Now that would be required if we make a product. If we click on that BOM, you'll see once again there's the routing for the operations, and of course here we require another item from the store, but these modules we will require from the module store. So it's a multi-level BOM. Excuse me. In the first video we actually initiated a production cycle separately for these by hand, saying material request, manufacture, and we finished off these modules. And then we said, all right, let's initiate a manufacturing cycle for the product, and it will use then these ones that we've already made and is available in the module store together with that item from the stores. So it's pretty much a manual driven process, and I mean that's a very valid manufacturing process that one can follow. You make all the modules and you keep them available in stores so that you only focus on making the product, so you don't have to worry about making the modules. But in this case I want to show you a different way by using the production planning method. Alright, there's a couple of them already as I've been playing around with. Now you initiate this. If I say you initiate this, you don't have to, you can go straight to production plan, but I just like to initiate this with a material request as well. There's our material request list. I've already done one for us, which basically says it's a material request list, a manufacture material request to make a product, and one we require, and it'll end up in the finished goods store. So there's our material request. And just for the sake of clarity, let's look at our stock balance in the finished goods store. Generate a report. And there you can see we've already got 3 in the store. Okay, so by the end of this process that should be 4. Right, let's start off production plan. We create a new one. We need to get the items from material request. Now these fields are all to filter which material request we need. Alright, filtered by item code, from date to date, because you might have a whole bunch of material requests. Okay, in this case we've only got one, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. We just say get material request and it'll take the one that's available. Alright, so based on that material request we now say get items for the work order, and this is indeed what we stipulated. That's the product. We want 1 to be manufactured, and it'll land up in the finished goods store. Now we need to click the drop down here because it's a very important button we need to click, and that's make work order for the subassembly items. As I showed you, the product actually has a subassembly, and we need to include that in the manufacturing process. Alright, so now these are all, if you want to include the raw materials for production, there's a facility where it says, you know, you've already got enough in stock, you don't have to buy any more raw materials. So we can just, and we've already got stock of it. of all the modules, or of all the items actually, sorry, wrong word. So we just simply say these materials needs to be placed in work in progress. So it takes it out of stores into work in progress, and then it populates all your required materials. You can see I need 1 of that, and then 4 of these each. These will make the modules. All right, so there's our production plan set out. We can just say save and submit. All right, so it's not started yet. We can just have a look. There it is. Okay, the last one, number 5, production plan number 5. All right, so there's its dashboard, 0 quantity produced. It gives you an update of the progress. Because remember now, this whole thing, if you're a small company, only one person will be driving this. But in a bigger company, one person would actually do the production plan, the other person would do a work order, and the person actually doing the work will create the job cards and handle that. So this is why there's this start. You need to start the work order, create a work order. It's created 2 work orders, 8 and 9. All right, it actually shows it to you there. So if you click on work order, you'll see there's 2 work orders. The one is for the actual product, and the other one is for the modules. Right. So if we now click on the module work order, we'll see that we use a multi-level BOM. We're going to make the leg module. Obviously, we are going to make 4. Okay, the warehouses, there's a work in progress store, but the target warehouse would be the modules warehouse. All right, let's just double check if this is all set up correctly. Source from the stores. Yes, that looks fine. That one is also from the stores. Yes, that's also from the stores. Yes, that should all be correctly set up as in the BOM. And then of course the material transfer would be done from the work order. The work order will automatically initiate the transfer of material. And then of course the operation is the assembly of a leg module. Now I don't know if you remember, but the operation cost for 1 was 20, so the operation cost for 4 would be 80. Let's just double check here. We're going to use the modules work, the workstation module assembly. Right, so that's all the operating cost. Right, this looks fine. We are going to say save, and we are going to say submit. So there's a job card that was created. All right. Now, of course, we can start the process, remembering again, this is the work order. Somebody else would be handling the starting and the stopping of the work order. So it looks a bit over the top here, but if you look at the context of some more than one person doing this, it actually makes a lot more sense. Now we click on the job cards. Here you can see the job card for the assembly of the leg module. And we need to manufacture 4. The work in progress warehouse is work in progress. And here is your timing. The start time and the end time. You can fill this in by hand, but it will be handled automatically if you click on the Start button. There's one thing we need to fill in. Who's going to do this? So we click on Employee. Obviously, you've already got an employee set up. And we say Save. And now we need to start this. But we need the guy that is doing the work order must first start it. You can see here, the module production has not been started yet, the work order. So we say start that. We need to make 4. That's fine. And now it's going to generate the material transfer. Okay. To the work in progress stores. All right. It's going to come from the stores to the work in progress stores. And this is the material that needs to be transferred to manufacture the leg module. All right. So we say save. And we say submit. All right. And now, of course, we go back to the work order is in process. Okay. Let's go on the work order and we click on the job card. That's the job card of the person that's actually going to do the job. Now everything is set up, so once he starts doing the job, he just simply says start, and then of course it starts counting. Now I'm not going to sit here for a decent amount of time, because obviously to get the costs right, you will have to sit here for 10 or 20 minutes, because the cost will then be a realistic value, but I just want to show the process. So after half a minute, we've got our 4 leg modules. So we say complete. We've completed the production of 4 units, right? And we submit. All right, so that job card is completed. It shows that to you. Now if we go to the work orders, that's still in process. It shows you completed operation assembly of leg module. All right, so now we just say simply finished. Okay, and the target warehouse is the modules warehouse. All right, so we will say save and submit. All right, so if we go to manufacturing again, our works order, we can see that's completed, but the product works order is not complete yet. Let's have a look at the stock balance. We look at work in progress. We update that. We can now see that the units that was required for the leg module is removed. It's no longer in work in progress. And in the modules warehouse, we have 4 modules available. All right. So that's now going to be used by the next work order, which is waiting there for us. So we click on the works order. Okay, let's just double check that. Now, another trick here. Well, not a trick, but you need to pay attention to the difference. This is the unit that needs to be taken from the store. This is set up according to the BOM, but we've already done this. All right, so we need to untick the multi-level BOM, otherwise it goes down to the next level. So if we untick it, it says we're going to use these units from the stores and those units from the modules stores. All right, very important. Let's just tick those drop downs. Always good to tick those drop downs and just make sure that everything is filled in. that needs to be taken from the stores warehouse. That is indeed correct. And that needs to be taken from the modules warehouse, which is indeed correct. All right, and this is the routing for the operations, the routing that lists all the workstations, obviously in this case only one, and the material request will be initiated by the work orders. Double check again here. The workstation that's going to be used. These are all the operating figures. Good, I'm happy with that. So we can say save, and we can say submit. All right, and that's created another job order, a job card, job order, job card, and it lists it there. All right, ready to click the start. And now we just go to the job card list. There it lists it. Of course, obviously you'll see the other job cards not available. Always just pay attention to these filtering fields. It can be very confusing sometimes because you're looking for something and you don't see it. And what happened to all the other things? It's just the filtering, because within the context of what I've got here, there's only a few job cards and a few work orders. But if you've got many of them, these filters can actually be a very powerful tool. All right, so click on that job card. It's all good. We need to manufacture one. We need to fill in who's going to do this. It's the same poor guy again. And of course your timing fields, which will be populated once you click the start and the stop buttons on top. So first we say save because we've made a modification. And now if we go to manufacturing, we are waiting for the other guy, perhaps the production manager. The job card is the guy that's doing the work on the floor. The work order needs to be started. Click there. I've got the right one, eh? Yeah. Just double checking. So we say start. And this is going to initiate the material transfer. All right. And we say save and submit. All right. Let's just go and have a look. Stock balance. Let's update this. You see now there's nothing in the module store, and in the work in progress store you update that, and there's now 4 leg modules. We don't need these items. We've already used these, remember, for the creation of those ones, and we need this 550 plates because the BOM says we need 1 of this and 4 of that. All right, so everything looks fine. Now we go double check the work order is in process. If we go to the work order, we jump to the job card. We've already set this all up, so we just say start. And now, of course, it counts time again. You'll notice I didn't show this with the first job card, but it automatically fills in this field. All right, the start time. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here for 10 or 20 or 30 minutes, which is a more realistic time for this production. So the costing, the labor cost is going to be completely ridiculous, but that's not the point. I'm only trying to show you the process. So we'll give it 30 seconds, not bad to complete a product. And we say complete. We finished 1 unit. We say complete. And we say submit. Permanently submit the job card. Yes, we want to. And there it shows the job card is complete for this work order. If we now go to the work order list again, we'll see it still sees this as in process. If we click on that, it says completed operations assembly of drones. So you can actually see that it is complete. The guy that's actually managing the work order can see that the guy that's doing the job with the job card is finished. So he says finished. We've manufactured one. And now we create a material transfer to transfer everything to the finished goods store there. All right, we save that and we submit that. All right, let's have a look at the stock situation, stock balance, work in progress. Remember, that's how it was. Now we say rebuild that, and we can see everything is finished. And we go to the finished products. And we regenerate that. It was 3, now it's 4. So the stock was managed properly. If you look at the work orders were completed for that particular production plan. And the job cards was finished as well. So, and of course the production plan was also completed. So everything is complete. So that's how you do a more automated production plan to manufacture a product. Hope that helps a little bit. Thank you.